The days of what will the temperature be tomorrow and will it rain or snow when it comes to weather coverage are long gone. Viewers expect much more about the weather. Trends, background, and other topics provided in a program, series, or special. And our digital age provides an opportunity for interactivity, actively engaging audience participation over multiple media platforms. The Emmy Award for these categories goes to, we have more than one Emmy recipient. The first award goes to Harrison Howe, Andy Wallace, Kathy Chambers, Billy Gross, Ohio News Network for Destination Antarctica.
Welcome to Antarctica, one of the coldest and emptiest places on Earth. There are no permanent residents here, but there are plenty of penguins and sea life along the coast. A giant ice sheet covers 98% of the continent and is the largest single mass of ice on our planet. The views are magnificent.
Thank you. This is such an honor. I first of all want to thank Harrison for asking me to be the producer on this project. It was so fun and such an incredible show to write. I want to thank my husband and my baby boy Chase for supporting me and, like everybody else, putting up with my crazy hours. I want to thank my ONN team. I miss them so much. As Judy said earlier, we did shut down, but I think about them every day. And I want to thank my new team, WBNS Morning Crew, for taking me in. And I want to congratulate them on their Emmys tonight as well. Thank you, guys.
So I guess I don't know if you all know this story or not, and I don't know if the people who I worked with knew this story or not, but I like to do things a little different. So I closed the door in my news director's office one day and said, look, I have this opportunity. Will you let me go to Antarctica for about 2 weeks? And he said no. He said no 4 times. And really what it comes down to is you have to push sometimes. And feel free to push. I think we've seen excellence here tonight. And sometimes we have to go over some speed bumps to get there. So keep doing what you're doing. Thank you.
For interactivity, the final award in these categories goes to Harrison Hove, Ohio News Network for Destination Antarctica.
Welcome to Antarctica, one of the coldest and emptiest places on Earth. There are no permanent residents here, but there are plenty of penguins and sea life along the coast. A giant ice sheet covers 98% of the continent and is the largest single mass of ice on Earth.
So like I said, this really was truly an honor. And after being told no so many times and saying, you know what, damn it, we're gonna do it, I set out to make this the best darn thing that I could do. And it's really hard when you're at the South Pole and internet is only available for 5 hours a day and we're doing school visits and we're doing Facebook chats and Twitter chats and all this stuff. All right, and since I'm a part of ONN, which shut down last year, I made a list of things I want to go through because I'm not going to have possibly a chance to do this again. So, it starts at the University of Florida Telecommunications Program, Mark Leaps, Bridget Grogan, Tom Krinsky. Florida State University, I got my meteorology degree there, Dr. John Alquist. Mentors, John Gahn, WJXT, Mike McCall, WCTV in Tallahassee, Justin Locke, Brian Good, both part of the WCIV Charleston, South Carolina weather team. Mike Smith, you paid me $7 for that first job, thank you. CJ Hoyt, my first full-time job, news director. Maria Placer, the Queen of Acadiana when I worked at KLFY. Rick Boone, you coached me. Greg Fisher, you brought me to Columbus, and I really appreciate that. Eric Elwell, Chris Bradley, so many outstanding colleagues. Andy Wallace, I never would have won my Emmys without you. My family, mom, sister, allowing me the freedom to go on an adventure these last few years, and now I get to take these skills and make a difference doing some other things in life. So I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Is it Sunday yet? Just a real quick reminder, we all have to be at work on Mondays, so let's try and keep it to about 30 seconds if at all possible. The one-man band, a common term for a multi-talented professional. Our next category recognizes excellence by what is more accurately known as a multimedia journalist, someone who serves as a photojournalist, editor, talent, and writer in covering a single or multi-part story or topic. The Emmy goes to Mike McCarthy, WSYX, WTTE, for Tell Me a Story.
The tools here have hit. High speed. The time ticking to Christmas has Mike Wadowski.
Busy. There's a lot going on, a lot of things that need done.
Things like the wooden chest his hand scrubbed
They do cramp up sometimes.
4 hours this morning.
We're just sprucing it up to make it look as good as it can.
Piles of old. Real quick, I want to thank the folks at Ohio University. They've had a lot of representation here tonight. They really taught me how to write. To the journalists and the photographers, Drew and Ryan and Donnie and everyone else at WSYX, it helps me become a better photographer. Thank you, guys.
We called them inquisitive or curious or dedicated, and to be honest, their interview subjects might call them nosy. Whatever term you choose to describe them, a key attribute of a TV news reporter is asking the right questions and making sure the information that the viewer gets is correct. Tonight we have 6 nominees for excellence in news reporting, and the first Emmy goes to, we do have more than one, Justin Bowl Wave for Investigative Reporter Composite.
The problem, according to my sources, is simple. It's not new, but it's hard to document. The people who live here don't want to talk about it because they don't want to get shot. They say the problem is drug dealing in places like this, the Beecher Terrace public housing complex. I spend 2 weeks undercover, parked in the community center parking lot, recording what's really going on with a hidden camera. No one knows I'm here, not even police.
Okay, first things first, I didn't know this till I got to WAVE. Eric Flack is the best reporter in the city of Louisville, and it's not even close. You can take my best 10 minutes of the year maybe, and it might have gotten more points than him, but on a weekly basis, Eric Flack is by far the best. Secondly, I want to thank Kathy Hostetter, my news director, for hiring me, taking me off the scrap heap. Every time I go into her office and give her story ideas, she says, do them all. Those are all good, just do them all. And finally, my wife, it's hard to do stuff like that on a 3 a.m. to noon schedule. I work round the clock. That story right there, I came home one night and said, yeah, a guy got murdered 4 hours after I left that surveillance spot, right in the spot I was parked. And she's just like, you're going to go back there? No.
My apologies to John, not Jason. Obviously, I am not a broadcast professional. The final Emmy Award in this category goes to Brendan Keefe, WCPO, for keeping them honest.
We started asking questions last May. Minutes after the I-Team recorded this video in Arlington Heights, Police Chief Ken Harper sent an email to the mayor, law director, and fiscal officer. Channel 9's investigative reporter Brendan Keefe was outside the town hall. Sounds like this Laura and Donna stuff is about to be a problem.
Thanks. I love that part. You know, note to public officials, if you're going to complain about the investigative reporter, don't put it in an email that's public record. They're on to us. CC it to everybody. When they announced my name, I heard a whole bunch of people going, oh, God. One of them was my wife, who makes me keep these in the basement. But I do this better under musical accompaniment. Can you give me a little? This is number 35, but I don't want you to look at the 45-year-old guy up here with this. I want you to see the guy who was 14, who had a dream to be a broadcast journalist and do it all. Thanks.
The key ingredients to a gripping human interest story are the people. the human element and telling the story in such a way that the viewer is emotionally interested in the story. Tonight, there are 5 Emmy nominees for excellence in feature human interest reporting. The Emmy Award goes to... We have more than one Emmy recipient in this category. The first award goes to Mike Kallmeyer, Ohio News Network, for Reporter Features.
You ready? Yeah. Jen, I'm over here. Spiderwebs. Get over.
Little Cruz is 7 and loves the Cub Scouts. Last year, Pack 109 needed a scout leader.
So I reluctantly agreed.
His mom volunteered. Jennifer Terrell never imagined herself as a scout leader.
But I loved it. I loved it.
I'd like to thank everybody in the room. I've worked with half the stations in the room and interviewed with the other half. That's just in the past 10 months. Hashtag not kidding. My family, Jill, Lizzie, Emily, and Chloe, the House of Estrogen, hashtag House of Estrogen, if you want to follow me for funny family tweets. But the photographers make me what I am on these feature reports. Ryan Bradford, we saw a little bit of his work right there. Andy Wallace, Drew Jones, Drew Yowsey, and the others that I've worked with. You guys are why I won this. Thanks.
And the final Emmy Award in this category goes to Glenn McIntyre, WBNS, for A Hero's Healing.
Recovery didn't come quickly or easily.
He was almost like a 2-year-old.
Success was measured in syllables, and moments were like mountains.
When you can't think of a day at a time, take it moment by the time. And there were times when I had to get through this minute. Just get me through this minute, God.
Once again, I want to thank Doug and Jana Reed for their bravery in sharing their story. I want to thank the exceptional people I work with at 10 TV. I'm so proud to be a part of your team. I want to thank the news directors who've given me a chance. Scott Diener, Susan Finzen, Bill Seitzler, John Cardenas, Stephanie Crosswaite, Assistant News Director. And for those of you people who say that journalism isn't what it used to be, I'd like all the people at 10 TV to stand up. Stand up, really? All of you? I want you to meet my friends. Thank you.